Hello my friends, and welcome to the video about this beautiful machine. This is a Sony CDP-X77ES. ES is for elevated specification. Very good condition. It's got beautiful side checks, a bit dull on top, but nothing that wouldn't be buffed out. Let me play a tone first. So I'm going to talk about good things first. And this is track 59. We can go to track 60. Track 60 is a 3mm black line. So it doesn't perform that well on interruption in data layer because it should really play 30. Well, plays 25, 26, 27. Well, it does. This time it learned. Okay. So yeah, well, it made a liar out of me. Before it only played about track 20 something, and these are the errors. I mean, there are huge errors there on the surface of this CD. So what have we got here? I'll shut up now so you can see the loader going. As you see, it's instantaneous reading of table of contents. The mechanism is KSS280. It does look very much like KSS190 loader, but well, the reason it is looking so similar, so Mr. Kaspersky is getting in on act, is that it's only found KSS280 in two players, and one is that and one is Accuphase DP70V. So obviously they are very similar units if, I mean 190 and 280, if they can be interchanged. What we have here is the output selector. You can have either digital or analog. So while we're here on outputs, well, it's not as nice as the old Sonys, is it? it's in fact, well, I mean, the verticals are still vertical. I mean, you can, if I stop it, but it's very messy. Interestingly, if I go on that output thing, if I go to certain pins, you can have a pretty decent SPDIF, or you can have one like in some of the CC players, you know. So this is all things are happening on that output board that shapes it. It's not my brief to deal with it. All the owner wanted me to do is to get the tray going. And as you see, I've replaced belts. Belts are not too bad, you know, they're still around. One of them was sort of teardrop shaped, but they sort of recovered. They're not terrible, but what happened here, and this is what you might be interested in, if you come across that, is lubrication. You know, both the tube here and the guide on the left hand side. So that's the sort of later version. You know, the BU1, I think in some versions had two of those rods, and this one only has one. And of course the grease was stale and just would not move. That was the first thing. So normally what I do is I go to the belts, remove the belts, and then without the motor or anything on it, I check if the tray goes in and out smoothly, and it wasn't. So I lubricate, I cleaned the old grease and lubricated it, then it started sort of behaving in a more orderly fashion. And then you put new belts in and hopefully it will work. As you see, it's a sort of typical Sony unit, although the later one, so you don't get, you know, there is a copper rail there. two transformers for analog and digital, and power supply, mainly with Nikons. The rest of them are Nippon Chemicon. Other things that I don't like, although it is a beautiful player and I'm told that it sounds superb, again, as you say, it's a balanced output, and that balanced output is it's cold on pin 2 instead of hot. You know, Americans for some years used to do that. They don't anymore, and this is sort of reminded of that period. That there is a balanced board. So as you see, it's not a proper balanced player because you have a couple of op-amps that provide, you know, the cold leg of the balanced. What I also don't like is the quality of the connectors. As you see, they are very, very dull. So on that at that level of elevated specifications, because that's what ES stands for in those things, well, they should have got connectors that actually had some gold on them that wouldn't then, you know, tarnish. So that's about all. This looks like to me, I wouldn't know any different, like KSS 190 loader. The head is 280. I checked the emission, it was perfect, 100 microvolts. All works, so it's going to go back to the owner. It appears that the biggest thing cosmetically is that all these gold screws got also a bit corroded, and there are 6 of them on the top. But I mean, these are just minor things that can be easily cleaned up. Well, that's all, and thank you very much. Until the next one. Bye-bye.